Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look here at the old indexes, which are all red. But let's just see how it all closes. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation advice on stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin daily and your weekly chart. Okay, so right now here you can see big ass red candle that we got going on here. Okay, not too good. Okay, so we were up here above that key 8-day and 21-day. The 8-day crossed over, but now you can see how that 8-day rolled right on over, and that's not good. So you're gonna need some kind of a catalyst just to get back up to that area. Okay, so let's look at the downside here first. So you're looking at 85,325 level. Okay, so if you're looking right to the bottom of the candle, you have 85,200. That's going to be your support. Okay, now your next level is going to be right there. That's going to be 84,120. Then we have your retest down here at 8750 level. Okay, now again, if we start losing that 8750 level, all we got to do is look to the bottom of the chart here. You got 79,055. We'll come down there at 78,495. We have 76,390 level. Then we have that big retest sitting right here at that 74,635 level. So when you look at it on the weekly chart here, let me bigger up there for you. There we go. There's that 8750 level, okay? And then we can come out to there, to there, to there, but realistically, that's what you're looking for. That's your big target at 74,635 level, okay? So that's what our big target is, but we have to make sure that we lose that 100-day and we lose that price channel there on a closing basis, okay? Now, here on the upside, well, I say we just got to do the reverse of what we've been doing here, okay? So basically, look at the bottom of that candle there, 86,500 level here. We'll come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 88,405 level. Then we come eventually all the way up to this level here, 89,770. But realistically, what you're looking at as far is right here, 90,557 level, and then that 8-day right above it at that 91. What we got here, 9170 level. So if we get above that, then we come to Friday's high, 9370 level. We come up here at 93,850 level, and we come all the way to the top of there at 94,950. We crack above that, we have resistance going on here, but realistically, your target's going to be that 50-day at 102.33 and that 200-day at 103.744. Now, when those futures open here at 6 p.m., this 8-day, this 50-day is not going to be at 102.33. That's going to be a lot lower, okay? The 100-day is going to be lower. This 8-day could cross right back over that 21-day. That 21-day is going to be lower, okay? So always remember that. Now, here we are at 37. This is not nowhere oversold. This was oversold down here, so this is not oversold. Now, the thing about what we have to look at here, even like your MACD is still, your green is still over red. Now, this is what we're kind of looking for here. We're going to see if it comes down to that 8750, and if it holds that, where you could get a nice double bottom, and then she could rally right back up here. But when you look at this, like I've been pointing out here, see, you had that big downtrend, and then we have this uptrend. It's like a big bear flag situation, okay? So always pay attention to that, okay? Now, here on the weekly chart, we came right down to this 100-day, and so far we're holding it, but you got to hold at 85,325. If not, you're going to come down and retest that 8070 level, and then we can venture all the way down here to this candle. You're looking at 78,675. We'd have 76,735, and then here's the big boy at 74,635 level here, okay? But you could come all the way down. You start losing that. We could venture here, okay, in these levels, but realistically, you have a big target down here all the way at that 56 level. Okay, so right now, this is just a trader's market. So today, I took a trade in the BITI, okay, and I'm still holding on the short side, so I'm going to see how that's going to work out. It's been working out really good. I trade BITX for the long and BITI for the short. So remember, this is a trade. This is a two-way trade. Don't listen to all these talking heads on CNBC. Oh, this is going to 120, 150, 170. It might, but it's not going there today, okay? So in the meantime, let's see if we can make some money on the downside if we can hold this area at that 750 mark. If not, this is going to be your retest. Here's your level right down here, 74,635. Okay, let's take a look here at Ether. All right, here we have Ethereum daily and weekly. Okay, so this is pretty much the same thing, but except we had a little bit better that 21 cross today. Now you can see it's doing the same thing as Bitcoin. It's rolling over. But right here, see how we had that topping tail? Okay, couldn't make it up to the 50-day. And now here we have this nice big red candle lower low. So we're watching today's low, 2902. Okay, this is your next level right here, 28.89, and your next level, 28.55. Then we come down here, you're looking at 27.90 level. Then we come down here, you're looking at 27.28, and then your big retest, 26.27. We lose that. Here's your target going to be 24.60 on your weekly chart. Okay, so now we look at this weekly. You can see last week there, we popped right on up, could not hold it. We couldn't hold this 100-day and that 50-day, and now we're going lower. However, this is only Monday, so let's give it time to shake out, okay? So upside, you got to get above that 3.85 level, that 3.74 level. That's your big key. And then your 8-day is sitting right there to knock it all right back down again, all the way down to the retest there of that 26.27, okay? Now, here we look at the daily chart here. Well, right there, there's your upside resistance, 3055 level. We got the 200-day at 31.03 level here, and then we have your 8-day sitting right there at 31.58. So now your price is below all your simple moving averages, and that's not good. And we have a good downtrend going, but if you look at the RSI, this is nowhere near oversold. That has a long way to go. Same way the green is over your red. So let's not get too excited about this, but I think right here that if we can't get back above that 21-day, that 200-day and that 8-day, this is going to be going lower. Okay, let's take a look here at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, I took a trade in silver today, SLV, and that's still on. I still have the trade going on. Okay, gold, I have nothing here for a simple reason is we have 83.87. We're looking for, 83.84. We're looking for 83.87. We have our what they call an inside day, and we have this topping tail, kind of a tweezer top situation. So what you have to do, obviously, get above a 43.84, that 43.87 level. But realistically, this is what we're looking for. That I'm looking for is that 43.98. If I miss a little bit, don't care. I want to make sure that we clear this. Once we clear this here, then I'll jump into GLD and we'll take it higher. Okay, downside, you want to watch today's low. Okay, 43.15. We watched yesterday's low, 42.86, or Friday's low, I should say, and then 42.70. That's going to be key. Right there, 41.93 is going to be key, and your 50-day at 41.34 is going to be key. And then you can come all the way down here to your 39.97 retest. Okay, now, we basically touched the overbought situation, but we're not there yet. You got plenty of room to run that. We can still go on. It shows that the commodity is very, very strong. The green is over your red kind of a situation. So this is actually looking here. Still, the chart is still a nice, good uptrending situation. So bottom line here, just watch Friday's high, 43.87, and watch this high here too. Once we close above that, then we're going to start heading right towards that 4,500 there on the old gold. Okay. Now, silver was a good trade, because this is what I was trying to tell you. Now, if you watch my weekend edition, it's basically about stop losses and where to buy and where not to buy. So basically two things, you can simplify it. Bottom line, you can buy at support, the 8-day, which I did, okay? Or you can buy in strength, which you crack that 65 level, okay? So there's two ways that you can trade this. You don't always have to say, oh, I got to buy here and hold this thing. No. Or you can buy here. Now, if it keeps right on rolling and we crack that 65.08 mark, I'm looking for 65 flat. We start getting above that, then I will add to my position and we can take it up higher. Okay, just that simple. Now, on the downside here, you watch today's low, 61.60, and then we want to watch that right there, 61.04. That's going to be very, very key. It has to stay above that. If not, we come down here to this 59.90 level. Then we can just venture right down, 57.99. We come down here. You got 56.85 level, and then you're going to run right here at that 56.22. But right now, the price is above the 8-day. So as long as it is that, it's sideways to up action. Now, we could get a little bit sideways consolidation, just like we had here. But eventually, I think this is going to break out, and you can head to that 61, 62. 61. What are we talking about? 66, 67, and maybe even towards that 70 mark. The same way here, I think you're going to head towards that 4,500 mark here eventually. Okay. Now, you can see here, I can see the strength on this. Yeah, is it overbought? Yes, it is. But again, you got a nice, good, solid strength. And obviously, you look at the chart, it's just uptrending. The green is over your red. Good uptrending chart here. So I'm long right now at the SLV. And I'm going to see if it can crack and close above that 65. Then I will add to my position. If I can't, then I just sell a position. And I wait for a pullback or wait for a breakout. Just that simple. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old crude oil. All right, here we have crude oil, okay? Now, you can see here where your big target there is at 55.12 level, okay? So that's what we're going to do. That's only if, again, if we start losing this area right here at that 55.96, okay? So right now here, this is where we are. You're sitting at that 56.40 level, okay? So if we just look at the chart right here, you look at that 56.35. So you're within, 5, okay? $5 or 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? Sitting right there. Okay. Now your next level is going to be right there. It's going to be 56.15 and then 55.96. But you can see it here, the downtrending situation. There's nothing, absolute zero, anything bullish about this chart. Okay, now the green crossed over your red. That shows momentum to the downside. This is nowhere near oversold. I got the SCO going on the short ski. I've had it going, and I'm going to stay with it until I can see some kind of a change. Now, again, if it can come down to this level, down to this 55.96 and hold that level, well, again, then I could take the trade to UCO and make it take it up higher. But I really think you're going to start retesting this 55.12 level here. Now, remember, once we start breaking these levels, it can go real quick. We lose 55.12. Here's a weekly chart here, okay? So we start losing that here. We just bring these price channels across, kind of a situation. Okay, what do you got? You got 53 area here. We come over here, top of this candle. You got 49, and we have a big 46 mark all the way down here. Now, I'm not saying that's where it's going to go, but if we start losing it, remember, when the crude rolls, it can roll down real quick, same way with natural gas. Okay, now you can see the downtrending situation here. There's really nothing bullish about this unless we can hold these price channels kind of a situation at that 55.96. If you can hold that, then you can maybe take a trade right back up again. But right now here, this just looks like it just wants to go down. I mean, look at that 50-day, how strong it was. It looked like we may have had a possibility, but as soon as we made that lower high and we made that lower low, it's time to just tip the short on and just follow it all the way on down. Okay. Now, upside, we got to get right back here. 57.01, you got to get back above. We'll come up here. You're looking at 57.66. And then we have 57.80 would come up there at 58.19. But realistically, we're looking for that 8-day, 58.53, 58.85, and we're looking for that 59.44. That's it. But now you can see how that 8-day is rolling over, 21 days down, 50 days down, 100 days down, 200 days down. Usually you buy crude here the first week of December, and then it kind of flows, kind of a situation, into the first week of January, but it's just not working. But the short is working. So, don't have an opinion. If you can't find a long trade, just short the damn thing. It's so easy today with these ETFs that it's just almost too simple kind of a situation. So for me, this trade, I'm watching that 55.96 there on the downside to see what happens when those futures open today at 6 p.m. All right, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. Okay, so we had this nice good run up, and it's been selling ever since. Now the 8 days sitting at 460, 21 day at 461. Now we have that cross. See that cross that came over? That's nothing bullish about that cross. Okay, when we cross it on the other right, where the 8 day went up over 21, look how bullish that is. Okay, so this is what we're getting, is a cross on the downside. Now, what I was looking for today is for it to hold that 407, and I was going to jump into UNG. Well, that's not what it did. Okay, so I jumped into KLD. What do I care? Long, short, it doesn't make any difference, okay? So right now I say that KLD has been working really good. And what it is, I got the trade off, and I'm waiting for 6 o'clock tonight to see where we're going to be, okay? So what we want to do is look at the bottom here as 3.99, okay? Your next level is going to be right here on top of this candle. You're looking at 386, and then we come down there at 378, and then 375 is your gap, okay? Then we have your 200-day, 358, 100-day, 353, and then your gap fill all the way down here at 343. Okay, that is your downside targets. You look at this, we have plenty of room on the downside. This is nowhere near oversold. The green is below your red. That shows momentum downside, and that's what we have. Now, upside, got to get back above that 407. Okay, if you can, then we can go to today's high. You look at a 421 level. We'll come up to Friday's high at 425, and then we just follow these candles all the way up here. Okay, you got 439 level. We got 444, but realistically, what we're now looking for is that 8 day at 460. And that right there at 461. Now, when the futures open, this 8 day is not going to be 460. This 8 day is going to be probably 458, 457. This is going to be coming on down. So always remember that. What you want to do is, if it runs up here, we want to catch that 8 day and then dump a mundo, okay, unless we can get back above to take it higher. Okay, so right now I was looking for a long trade here to see if it hold. Obviously, it did not hold. So then we jump into short position, and that's how we trade the bull market. Okay, let's take a look here now at the indexes. All right, here we have the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. All right, so we can just take a little bigger up here and see what we got. Okay, so we put this nice high in there, 48,886 level, but you notice that it couldn't hold the kind of situation. It came right on down. And what did we close? We closed right down here, right about where this candle is. Okay, so far today, here we've got another red candle. So upside, we want to go today's high, 48,679. We're on top of this candle, 48,756, and then your retest 48,886. We crack that, you're going to 49,000. I mean, it's just very simple. Okay. Downside here, just watch that 8-day. That's your key support level. We lose that. You got the 21-day, we got the 50-day, we got the 100-day, and then we got the retest down here. Just simple as that. Okay, you're not overbought or oversold. The green is still over red, so you still got good momentum here for maybe turnaround Tuesday. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here in a little bit. Okay, so now we have the S&P. Okay, S&P pretty much the same thing. Got as high as that 69.03. Could not retouch could not touch that 69.20 level. So that's what we have. It's kind of like a double top situation, and now we're coming down. Okay, so on the S&P here, we got to get back above that 8-day. That's the first thing. 68.56. Then we go 69.03. Then 69.20. We crack that. You're going to go to that 7,000 mark. Downside 21-day 67.75. 50-day. Okay. 100-day, and then retest 65.21. Just that simple. Charts are pretty much the same as the Dow. We're sitting here not overbought, oversold. The green looks like it wants to come over your red, but just watch these support levels at 21-day and that 50 SMA here. Okay. Now here in Nasdaq is really getting hammered. On this AI trade. Now, I don't understand why, because, it's not going anywhere. Look at Tesla made that was a really good trade. Tesla today, good trade in Palantir today. Meta was a good trade. Nvidia was a good trade today. So, and the short on the Bitcoin was a good trade. The short on the crude oil was a good trade. The short on natural gas was good. So there's always something out there to trade. Okay. That's the thing. Now, what we're looking at here on a closing basis is holding this 23,120. If we can, well, here's your big target, 22,450, and then 21,898. That's going to be your big targets on the downside. On the upside here, you got to get back above that 8-day, 23,466. Then you have 23,704 level. Then we'll come up here. This is your gap, okay, all the way up here. And then we have to look at that fill. That's what you're looking at, 23,764, and then your big retest at 24,19. Right now here, we're just kind of hanging right on here. Let's see how the day kind of closes. This is not oversold by no means, and now your green is kind of coming over your red. So actually, this could go lower, kind of a situation. But let's just see. One day does not make a market, or does either 2 days. Now, what we want to talk about is turnaround Tuesday. So we have a red day today. So look for opportunity here at 6 o'clock. Okay. Now remember, you can buy anything here, 24-hour trading right now. So whatever you're looking at, you can buy. I don't care what it is. If it's, Nvidia or Amazon, Meta, then Microsoft, Apple, Google, Palantir, Netflix, Tesla, you can buy anything you want right now. That's the beauty of the 24-hour trading. So let's wait till the futures open at 6 o'clock and let's see if there's any opportunity here. Maybe go for a turnaround Tuesday and take this market right back up. Make a little chunk of change there tomorrow. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.